Good afternoon, Bloomer Baptist Church family, friends, and Bloomer community, and anybody else who might be tuning in and want an important announcement. This is not a test, so please listen closely. With the recent news of the Safer at Home order being ended, Bloomer Baptist Church has had a very important decision to make on what do we do with church services now. We have seen God's goodness shown in many ways over the past couple months. And we will not cease doing online church services, as we have seen across the nation thousands, tens of thousands of people coming to know Christ. But yes, we have made the decision to start back up worshiping physically at Bloomer Baptist Church. This Sunday, we do welcome you back to come in person and worship with us. Now, with that said, I do want to caution everyone to please use your own judgment on what you feel is best for your family. If you feel what is best for your family is to continue worshiping from home via the live stream, then please do so. And we praise God that we have that opportunity, that great blessing to do so in that way. If you feel that you want to come worship with us in person, and continue to use a face mask, that will not be discouraged. You will not be looked down upon or made fun of, but we also are not going to require a face mask either. Now, I want to tell you, this has not been an easy decision. For some of you, you may think it would be an easy decision one way or the other, but we as leaders at this church have sought God out in prayer. And I hope you continue to pray to God through this time as well, and pray on the behalf of the church. I've wrote out some guidelines for us to consider as we open. We will be opening, but just as you are using proper judgment for what's best for your family, we as leaders at this church have been trying to use proper judgment on what is best to keep your safety in mind. So, we will be starting with one service at 9:30 a.m. as we have been doing so. But we will move to 2 or 3 services as needed in the coming weeks based upon how many people are attending and how much space we need. With that said, you will notice as you come to worship with us that we have pews marked off so that we can have every other pew seating, every other row seating to have more space between us. We will have hand sanitizers throughout the church for your use, as well as antibacterial hand soap in the restrooms. We will have contactless tithes and offerings at the back of the room for you to just drop your tithes and offering in without having to touch anything or anyone. We will have a shorter service with less songs, because that is one thing which the church is different than normal businesses with, is we have a longer amount of time that we're in close contact with one another, and with singing, you do transmit differently than just walking by somebody in a store. We praise God that we have this ability to worship together and to come back together. And it's not just a biblical and blessing that we have, but it's also a command that we have to come together and worship God together. And we're just excited we can do that. But we will have a shorter service with less songs to look out for your safety. I also ask that you respect people's personal space and boundaries and continue to look towards the social distance guidelines when possible and necessary. Read people's body language or ask permission before reaching for a hand or going to give somebody a big hug. Please, please, please use caution in these things. There will be no coffee or drinks from Bloomer Baptist Church. Please bring your own if you choose to do so, that is fine. The new side of the church, the gym and the office side of the church, will be closed off to limit how far people are going and how much cleaning we're needing to do, because we will be increasing how much we're cleaning the building. So the gym will be closed. The side rooms will be closed. There will be no nursery or children's church. Basically, what we're trying to do is just have a slow transition, a slow reopening as we're in this transitional time and seeing what happens around the community. Please note, the original order for this was that churches, religious institutions, as the original order said, should remain to 10 or under in a confined space. Now, I want to remind you that the sanctuary is not a confined space, and it holds over 200 people. but we're going to be trying to stay much under that. In fact, less than half of that. But even though we will have more people in it, this room does have windows on both sides. We'll be trying to open the windows and have ceiling fans on for good airflow. Also, the deacons will be opening the doors for people to try and limit how many people are touching the doors as well. If you make the choice to come, we celebrate, we worship with you physically. If you make the choice not to come, we ask you to please continue to worship God in prayer and study of His Word and worshiping with your families in your homes. But make this choice based off a sound mind in prayer and a decision off your own sound mind. If you worship with us in person, we do ask that you worship as family units. Make sure there's some space in between you. Use the main worship or fireside room entrances only. And please understand that all the precautions we take is looking out for the best of God's people. We want to show that we love God and we love His people. And if there's one direction we want to lean on showing grace and mercy to God's people. Make sure that you are showing the true marks of a Christian, of a Christ follower, and continue to worship God in all ways. Make sure that you continue in all ways, whether it's speaking or in your thoughts or in your actions, to honor God in all things you do. And please pray during this time. I look forward to worshiping with you this Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Thank you.